Being the best friend of your spouse. 6 friendly ways. Hi friends. Welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. This video will show you the 6 simplest of simple ways to become the best friend of your spouse. Friendliness with your spouse makes your relationship revibrate with happiness and contentment. Most of you feel that friendliness with your spouse bids goodbye after a few years of your marriage. Instead of friendliness, bitter fights, incompatibility, indifference, and non-communication creep into your married life. Though you want to be friends with your spouse, you find it impossible to be so as you're overloaded with family issues and financial problems. Friendliness is one quality which can liven up your marriages no other relationship quality can do. Friendliness brightens your married life so much so that there can be no boredom in your relationship. Yes, friendliness with your spouse is an excellent medicine that safeguards your marriage from dullness and monotony. When you're friendly with your spouse, you can talk just about anything in the world with him or her. I was lucky to enjoy excellent friendship with my husband. I could tease my husband about anything and he always enjoyed it. I could confide my innermost feelings with him and he always comforted me. I was often childish and he was indulgent towards it. Though my husband is no more, the fond memories I have about him give me immense nostalgic pleasure. This is what friendliness does to your marriage. It makes you enjoy your relationship with your spouse. You might be loaded with family issues, but your friendliness drives away your misery as there is mutual sharing, incessant communication, mutual commitment, and mutual support. When you're friendly with your spouse, there is less tension between you and your home is filled with laughter and mirth. Why do you like being with your friends? It is because you do not feel tense while interacting with your friends. You can be spontaneous with your friends. You need not censor your words with your friends. You can share your innermost feelings with them. You can tease your friends without any reservation. Your friends listen to you. Your friends are comforting. Let us suppose you can enjoy such a rapport with your spouse also. It is the best blessing you can ever hope for in your married life. But strangely, the element of friendship is often missing in your relationship. You often hold back your feelings from your spouse. You're always serious and sober while interacting with your spouse. You censor your words. You do not communicate with your spouse as freely as you do with your friends. What holds you back from having friendly relationship with your spouse? It is because along with your marriage comes responsibilities and commitments. And responsibilities can be taxing and tedious. Since you're always keyed up with worries about your family issues, you gradually lose your humor. You're wrong in being so. Can tension make your family worries go away? It makes both even gloomier and your married life becomes a mere survival of 2 people who are too much into their commitments. Rather a boring relationship, isn't it? Embed friendliness into your relationship to truly enjoy your married life. Shall we now look at the 6 ways to be friendly with your spouse? The number 1 way of embedding friendliness in your relationship is by being open with your spouse. Are you reserved with your spouse? Your married life will be stale and tedious. Do you shy away from interacting openly with your spouse, fearing a backlash of negative words from him or her? Your home will be too silent and calm without laughter and fun. Do you censor your words before you speak with your spouse? You should censor your words only with strangers and not with your spouse. Are you wondering about the ways to have friendly interaction with your spouse? Do not always talk about important family matters and issues with your spouse. Such topics always evoke arguments and counter-arguments. Do not always talk about financial issues with your spouse. It makes your interaction all heated up and hostile. Talk about movies. Talk about politics. Talk about friends. Gossip about relatives. Share office jokes. Talk about sports. Talk about hobbies. talk about film stars, talk about fashion. Such topics do not make you feel heated and keyed up. Instead, it makes your conversation interesting. When you have a problem, do not hide it from your spouse. Share it with him or her. Such interactions easily build friendliness between you, and your conversation flows without stopping, as with your friends. The number 2 way of being friendly with your spouse is spending quality time together. You should spend most of your time together with your spouse. Are you addicted to TV or the computer? If so, the quality time you spend with your spouse will be very less. When the time you spend together becomes far in between, you get used to spending your time alone without the company of your spouse. Even while watching TV, select a program which interests both you and your spouse and watch it together. Sit close to each other and enjoy your physical proximity. Your husband will love you if you watch his favorite sports with him, and your wife will adore you if you watch your favorite program with her. It feels wonderful when your spouse sits beside you to share his or her free time with you. This is the friendliness your marriage drastically needs. Number 3 way of being friendly with your spouse is doing household chores together. When I made chapatis, it's an Indian bread, my husband used to help me. While I rolled the chapatis, he used to toast it. My husband usually teased me about the irregular size of my chapatis, and I used to tease him that he could make an excellent cook. The laughter we shared together always made my daughter come and peep into the kitchen. When you share your household work with your spouse, do not do it as if it was a duty compelled on you, but as an enjoyment of being together. When your spouse shares your work, you should openly show how much you like his or her presence. You should appreciate one another naturally, and you should talk animatedly about trivial things while both share your household chores. The number 4 way of being friendly with your spouse is to tease each other and laugh together. With work-related tension and responsibilities building up, you find it impossible to laugh with your spouse. Whatever discussion you have with your spouse is always related to some family problems, and you find it very difficult to laugh. When humor vanishes from your married life, everything in your relationship looks oppressive and stifled. Instead, drive away your family tension by joking and by being jovial. Watch comedy shows together and have a hearty laugh. Your family problems will not go away if you're morose. On the contrary, it will make you sick with worry and anxiety. But if you maintain your sense of humor, it becomes easy to have fun with your spouse even while you're stressed. The number 5 way of being friendly with your spouse is to make a light weather of your family problems and hardships. Which couples do not have family problems? When you marry your spouse, you marry problems also. Marriage is not always a bed of roses. It is actually a thorny path of never-ending family problems. If you point your accusing finger at your spouse as a way to escape blame, you aggravate your relationship with him or her. Let us not break our head over our problems. Let us think about it later, and now I think we should go for a long walk. This is the true spirit of friendliness in married life. You should make a light weather of any family problems you might face. You should realize that your family problems need mutual handling. Your mutual sharing and helping tendency make you drawn towards each other in love and care. Your married life becomes unique if both interact with each other with absolute friendliness. There's no limit to the intimacy you can share with your spouse. It is indeed sad that you spend more time in pointing your fingers in blame than in intertwining your fingers in love and wanting each other's company. Did this video make you understand the simple ways to be friendly with your spouse? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship building videos. Make Until Death Do Us Part your relationship goal.